Hey guys, welcome back to this place, and if you are new, welcome here for the very first time. Sadly, there are no cats here currently, but you never know, they could show up at any moment, so keep your eyes peeled. And today we are watching season 4, episode 6 of For All Mankind. We are officially halfway through the last season that has currently aired of this show, which does mean you should be keeping your eyes peeled also in the coming weeks for a poll to see what will replace For All Mankind. I'm pretty excited about it. I already have some shows in mind, and I'm excited about all of the ones that I have so far compiled. So be sure to keep your eyes open. I will make a post in the community tab as well when it comes live. So anyway, back to For All Mankind. Last time we had quite a bit of drama. Ed and Danielle's sort of issues coming to a head regarding Danny and his untimely death on Mars. Also the whole Svetlana of it all. We also have Margo possibly being in danger of being seen by Aleda. I'm honestly unsure how I feel about that because on the one hand, I want Aleda to be able to ditch the trauma because Margo's not dead, but at the same time, could be real bad for Margo if, like, the United States government knows that she faked her death and defected to Russia. So, we're gonna have to see where that is all going. There's also the whole Miles of it all. There's also, we can't sneak Lee's wife onto a ship. Aaliyah also found out about Miles' secret side hustle. So, yeah, there's just a lot going on. So, I'm going to stop rambling and let's get right into it and see what happens in this episode. Why do they have her watching? I mean, I know she can't be there. They're not dumb enough to put her there, but Aaliyah's so pretty.
Все члены присутствуют? Кворум имеется. Давайте начнем.
Let us begin. Leningrad.
When I'm back on top in June.
Aww.
I said that's life.
He's never met his grandson. They better not break my heart with this shit. They better not break my heart with this shit. That's all I gotta say. That's it. That's it.
In the race.
Oh.
How's it hanging, Ilya?
Oh. Has he known about
hello,
it
everybody.
this whole time?
I don't know what to say.
How about, what'll you have, Admiral?
What will you have, Admiral?
Thank you so much for asking. I'll have whatever you ask.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if this is the best idea, but at least he's not gonna turn him in, hopefully.
We also need to design, build, and sustain 2 orbital platforms as a base of mining operations, along with 45 new MCM hoppers to facilitate personnel and cargo transfers between the expanded Happy Valley facility.
That's gonna be expensive.
This is only page 1 of the vehicle requirements.
Oh.
What are the total numbers?
We project a need for 11 new spacecraft and 2,500 individual vehicles.
2,500.
Those are conservative numbers.
I was guessing closer to 4,000 vehicles.
That's gonna be so fucking expensive. Billions.
We will require a minimum capitalization cost of
2 billion.
$2 trillion.
Trillion? Trillion? I thought billions. I thought billions. Fucking trillions?
At least 20 trillion, probably more, so it's a solid investment.
$2 trillion? That's not even a real number. That's not even a real number. That's fake. That's fake. I mean, I know it's literally real, but, like, that's fake. That's fake.
If the M7 signs off on this plan, then sends us after that rock, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it or die trying.
You better not fucking die. Okay?
Aye, Skipper.
I love you. I support you. You better not die.
They can't just shit can us, right? And then fly in a bunch of scabs in 2 days? They can't do it.
It's 3 months before they get replacements to Mars, minimum. By that time, Goldilocks will be long gone.
If we don't band together, they're just gonna keep screwing us every chance they get.
I mean, I'm all for unions, so.
You gotta take some risk if you want a big payoff.
What are you gonna do with all that money if you're dead?
At least I'll die with a rich man's smile.
Will you? I think you'll just be dead. I think you'll just be dead.
And then we have to actually mine the stuff. And oh yeah, bring it all
back.
the way back home. It takes time.
30
unfortunately,
years
you're making
is a
our case for
long
us.
time.
What case? The drop, the entire operation.
What? No.
No.
This is literally a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We can't pass this by.
Agree on waiting 4 decades before seeing real benefits of the investment.
I
is
get it.
significant.
But the whole point of the project is that it's not just for us today.
It's for the future.
No, it'll never fly in Washington either. 40 years is a lifetime in politics. Think about it, 40 years ago, Jack Kennedy was president, the Vietnam War was on the news every night, and Elvis was skinny.
Millions of people, generations of people who haven't even been born yet will be affected by this. We have a unique chance to do something that will benefit the entire Earth.
Unfortunately, Goldilocks is not going to Earth, it's going to Mars. And the only people who stand to benefit from it is you, at Helios. You get the money for investment now, and then we have to wait for the benefit
What's
later.
wrong with
Now
him?
it will not do.
Hold on a second there. What if Goldilocks wasn't going to Mars? We never modeled that scenario.
What are you talking about? That's why we're here.
Wait. He might be onto something.
Bringing the asteroid to Earth.
Could they do
Instead
that?
of Mars, mining it in orbit. Here.
That would make it less
Using
time,
the
I
existing
assume.
helium-3 infrastructure
From the moon would allow us to start mining it.
right away.
And not having to send thousands of vehicles to Mars means a faster timeline.
And an exponentially faster return on investment. To everyone.
And it opens the door for other
Companies to make money mining it, not just Helios.
For the global economy is staggering. And instead of having to wait to see benefits till the 2040s,
5 years.
5 years. I was just gonna say that.
my fellow delegates, I think we might have
I mean,
changed the rules of the game.
It's much easier to get people to invest in something that is going to be a 5-year return on investment versus 40, you know? Much, much easier to sell that.
You got someone helping you up on Phoenix? That's the only way to really make it work. Right?
Is he threatening? It feels like Ed's threatening. I don't know what his end goal for threatening would be, though.
You can't just shut me out of the whole system, man. I'm the reason this whole operation worked.
You do not fuck with Ilya's business. Do you understand?
I understand.
Do not come here again.
I mean, honestly, he's being a little bit foolish because, like, Ilya was doing this before you arrived, so he doesn't need you. You know what I mean? Like, he might have expanded operations, but...
I don't want to hide.
Oh, she's tired of hiding, yeah.
I don't want to hide anymore. I think I should be in charge of Star City's Goldilocks capture operation.
Well, now we reach the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You want power. Again. It's like a drug, no?
I don't... No, that's it. But I think she just knows she could do it right. Oh my god. It's happening. It's happening!
What do you think you're doing?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
You're alive?
Yes, now if you'll just...
Oh! Oh!
I can't believe it.
I was not expecting that.
Oh my god.
I thought she would be mad first, and then she would be like happy. I wasn't expecting that.
Lee, I'm a man of my word. I wish I could help you. I think I could help you get her up here, but Ilya's cut me out.
How could you help? How could you smuggle a whole ass person out of North Korea? You don't know people. It's pretty fucking shitty. He's using him to strike back at Ilya. Oh god. Miles gonna get people killed.
I saw them picking up Emma's body.
Oh, her secretary person.
She died. Right there. At her desk. I'm not doing this.
And it'll be too late, and you will regret
Don't
this.
act like you know me anymore! You don't know me anymore!
I know all about regret. Believe me, I know all about it. About sleepless nights spent going over and over things in the past that you can't change. Hate me if you want, but work the problem with me.
I think she'll agree to do it. Because she wants to make the world a better place. Because she cares. See, I'm starting to actively dislike this bitch.
You sent a man to put his hands on my fucking throat. That's what this is.
Yeah, then you
went
beat
behind
the
me.
shit out of...
You lied to me. Put everything I had at risk.
Yeah, then you beat the shit out of a random person who had nothing to do with it.
I haven't changed, Ilya. Look around you. This whole place is gonna be swimming in money. That's opportunity for everybody. That's the kind of opportunity I can't waste. But I still want you to be part of it.
It's his operation.
Part of this. I was the one who brought you in here.
Keep your voice down.
I don't like this bitch anymore. I don't like him. I don't like him.
Look, I know how much you like this bar. I know how much it means to you. So you can come by anytime.
Nah.
You helped me when I needed it most.
Yeah, and he should regret it.
I won't ever forget that.
'Cause
I won't.
You're a POS. IMO. Fuck you. Not you. I like you. Nah, I don't like you anymore, bitch.
Unionize. Send a message to those pricks down on Earth that if they want that precious asteroid, they gotta pay the people who do all the dirty work.
But
and if that doesn't work?
Why is Ed...
Well, then we shut this place down!
Why is Ed on board, though? Like, is he just a disgruntled former employee? Like, what is his motivation in this? I mean, I agree. I'm with y'all. But I just don't know Ed's actual motivation. Like, what does he want? Like, what is his motivation? I don't know. What is Ed's motivation?
The space program I joined in 1966 had changed over the years to value profit above human life and was more dedicated to spreading propaganda around the world than it was to bettering the human condition or advancing the nobility of mankind.
Madison will now be leading the Soviet team charged with the capture of the Goldilocks asteroid. She apparently worked behind the scenes
I
during
wonder
the
what
M7
all of them are
conference
gonna
on the
think of
breakthrough
this.
that will bring the Goldilocks asteroid to Earth.
Because
It has been
Danielle and them knew her.
My honor to have helped that work in some small way by advising the brilliant scientists and engineers working in Star City. And I look forward to helping them in the future as we now move toward capturing this invaluable resource.
I wonder how this is, like, what the ripple effect of that is gonna be. First off, I just want to say I am sorry. My brain is somewhere else today. I don't know why. It's just it was very, very hard to concentrate on this episode. I think it was a great episode. My brain was getting so distracted by little Nim here. And also just like, I don't know. So I do apologize if this is a more subdued reaction than usual. There's no reason for it. I think maybe just because this was a much slower paced episode in general. There was lots of lengthy dialogue scenes, which usually, you guys know, is like my bread and butter. Like, I live for lengthy dialogue scenes. I love characters connecting, interacting, having these big talking moments with each other. But for some reason, today my brain was really fighting against that, and it was real hard to like lock in. So I do apologize if that's very noticeable during this reaction. I'm just a little bit struggling today with this. So you're so cute. Did you lose a nail, honey? Anyway, sorry, see, it's happening again. I'm just getting distracted because she's very tiny and very cute. Like, would you not get distracted by this? Come on. She also sounds like, we call her Grandma Nem because she sounds like a little old lady with her meow. Anyway, you just slobbered on my forehead with that, so that was a bit unpleasant. No, thank you. Anyway, you guys, like I said, my brain is, she's not firing on all cylinders today. So, a few things I do want to talk about, because I'm going to try to make the post episode at least some form of coherence to make up for whatever the fuck the reaction was. So, the first thing I want to talk about is Miles. You know what? In a way, I'm glad that they kind of made him an asshole, because then I don't have to get too invested in his character, and then they kill him. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. I sort of get why his reaction was that. He has bills to pay. His wife just bought a house. He needs the money that he's sending home, right? However, I think it's real fucked up to push Ilya out of the business that he created, that he was kind enough to let you be a part of, and then you literally push him out of it. Like, that's real fucked up. Also, to get these people that you know to be like bodyguards, and also like, he sent out this group of North Korean, I don't want to say hitmen because it's not accurate, they didn't kill him, but I don't know what else the word would be. Again, brain not working today. But he sent them out to attack and could have killed Ilya's guy. And then he brings them in here with him and kicks Ilya out of his own business. So, like, that's pretty fucked up. Yeah, I'm basically, like, just not a fan of him at the current moment. And I understand that there is, like, I get that he's kind of desperate. I get that he needs the money. I understand his motivations behind what he's doing. And I've said before, like, no one is all good or all bad, right? Like, everybody is complicated. We all have, we all contain multitudes, right? Like, he can be an asshole and a good guy and whatever. Like Ed, for example, right? He's an asshole a lot of the time. There's lots of decisions that Ed has made that I vehemently disagree with. I do think that he's a good person at heart. So I kind of, like, still like him. And he has moments that are very endearing. So I kind of, still root for him. But, he can be an asshole and he can make a lot of wrong decisions. And he upsets me a lot of the time because, he's very stubborn, and Yeah, I just don't agree with a lot of the choices that he makes. So, but yet he's still one of my favorite characters on the show. Because again, you know, characters contain multitudes. If a character isn't flawed, then I don't think that they feel as real and as accessible to us as an audience. Right? So I like a flawed character. Margot's flawed. Danielle is flawed. You know, everyone is flawed. But, sorry, I've said that word so much now that it's starting to sound like really weird. Like when you say fork too much. Miles, they haven't done enough to make me like him. So I don't root for him, if that makes sense. Like, I feel more inclined to root for Ilya in this situation because, like, he's just trying to, like, make a little money, send it home. He's not trying to go crazy. He's not trying to, like, build this empire or, like, make a shit ton of money. He just wants to make a little bit of money and give people a place to go where they can, like, chill. Right? Miles, I don't know. He's beating people up. He's kicking Ilya out of his business that he created. Like, that makes me less inclined to root for him. Especially when there's not been moments. Like, he's had some moments with his wife and kids that, like, are endearing. But as a whole, I just don't care about his character, you know? Maybe that's on me. Maybe that's a me thing. I don't know. Maybe that's me putting up a wall to try not to care about these characters because it hurts me when I do. So, I don't know. That could just be me. But I think we all can agree, even if you like Miles as a character, that what he did in this episode was real fucked up. So, that's kind of all. I also just have to say that $2 trillion is fake. It's fake. It's fake. It's it's fake. I know logically that it is a real amount. That there is a possibility for people to have $2 trillion. Most likely probably a government or whatever, right? Not like an individual person. But, like, that's fake, right? You guys know what I mean? Like, $1 million is almost beyond comprehension to, like, most of us regular folk, right? So you talk about, like, $1 billion. That already sounds fake to me. You know? Much less $1 trillion. It's gonna take $2 trillion. Like, it feels like Monopoly money at that point, right? Like, it's just ridiculous. But they stand to make, they said $20 trillion on it. Which, again, is just, it's fake. Also, isn't it insane that governments have $1 trillion that they can just give out? Like, that guy from NASA and, what's her name again? Arena, right? He said between the two of us, so between the United States and the Soviet Union, we could put up $2 trillion to make this happen. I'm sorry, what? Like, I guess on some level, you know that governments have, like, a shit ton of money, but then doesn't it kind of feel, like, messed up, especially, like, living in the United States, that, like, our government would have $1 trillion, but, like, we have to have, like, property tax and, like, inheritance tax and, like, and that, like, our regular, like, income tax and shit, like, doesn't pay for us to have, you know, nationwide health care and stuff. No? Okay, sorry. It just seems fake, right? Anyway, that just took me out because I was like, oh, it's probably going to take a couple billion, maybe like a couple $100 billion because shit's expensive. But $2 trillion, it's just fake to me. I really liked seeing Aleda and Margo have their moment together. Like, I'm glad that Margo doesn't have to hide anymore. Although I feel bad because, like, we know that Margo's speech is bullshit, right? Like, we know the truth. But Margo can't get up there and say the truth, because then she would be fucked. She has to just say, I chose to defect and this is why. Like, that lady, Irina, probably wrote her speech for her, honestly. But I'm glad she doesn't have to hide anymore. I'm glad that Aleda can lose a bit of the trauma. Like, obviously she was still in a building that blew up and she lost a lot of people that she knew. So that trauma remains. But one of them wasn't Margo, so that helps her in some way. I'm glad that they were able to have that scene together and that Aleda doesn't have to carry that on her conscience and that in her brain as well as everything else. But I don't know. I just feel bad for Margo because people are going to hate her and people are going to view her a certain type of way, even people that she knew. And it's based on a lie. Like, they're not going to get to know the truth. Only Aleda knows the truth. Which I guess to Margo, as long as Aleda knows the truth, then she's okay. And if Sergei happens to, like, see this, he'll also know that it's bullshit, right? So I guess the people that matter to her most know the truth, and that's kind of what she cares about. But it would be shitty to have to lie and to know that, you know, your entire country is going to hate you based off of something that's not true. Like, they would probably hate her if they knew the truth, too. Most people, to be fair, because, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard for us to see nuance, but at least they would know the truth. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I'm curious to see what Danielle and, like, Ed, like, I wish we still had Karen and stuff around to, like, have an opinion and, like, for us to know what their opinion was, but we don't, so I don't know. I just feel bad for Margo. Like, bottom line, I really like Margo, and I just feel bad for her. And Aleda, because, you know, I love Aleda. I don't know what Ed's actual motivation is in what he's doing. Like, I fully support them wanting to unionize. I fully support them unionizing and striking and standing up for their rights as workers. Like, that, I'm fully on board. I don't know why Ed is on board, though. You know? Like, is his motivation just to be like, fuck you to Danielle and NASA and Helios and the fact that he's not EXO anymore? Is that his motivation? Because, like, I like Ed, but he does not strike me as, like, a champion of the common man. You know what I mean? So I am very much, like, side-eyeing his motivation for telling them this information. Like, do I think it's super, super fucked that in the contract they have 50 pages of fine print, and one of the things of fine print is that they can change the contract at any time? Like, yeah, that's super fucked up. Like, I probably wouldn't sign that contract, but I also understand that these people are in a desperate situation and they're just trying to do the best they can. Like, do I think it's super fucked up that the bonus point system went from 500 to 5,000? I was thinking he was going to say 1,000. Like, it jumped, like, you have to make twice as much now. No, you have to make so much more now to get any bonuses, and the bonuses went from 20,000 to 5,000. Like, that's so fucked. Like, they 100% should strike. They 100% should unionize. They 100% should fight for their rights as workers, you know? Like, I'm fully on board with that. Like, I think it's so fucked up. I just don't know why Ed is on board. Like, again, like, I guess if you do the right thing for the wrong reasons, at least you're still doing the right thing. I don't know. It's Ed is Ed. Ed is Ed. Ed is Ed. I do wonder if there will be a ripple effect to Margo being out in the open and like what it will be. I wonder if they're going to be able to bring the asteroid to Earth. I wonder how that's going to play out. I wonder if there's going to be like, we bring this asteroid to Earth to mine it. Oh, accidentally we put it like too close to Earth and maybe like an asteroid hits Earth. That could be a storyline. I don't know. Apparently there's supposed to be an asteroid that's going to come close to Earth, maybe hit Earth in like 2032, but I don't know. That's a problem for future me, I guess. Well, I mean, what can I do? It's a problem for future scientists, people. I don't know. Not me, really. I just have to live with whatever the consequences are, right? But I do think that it is smart for them to bring the asteroid to Earth, because you're not going to get anyone to agree to an ROI that is 40 years out. Like, no one is going to invest $1 trillion for something that, for the, especially like the older people, like, there's no way that they will see that ROI in their lifetime. You know what I mean? And since the United States government is usually run by mostly old people, it's going to be a real hard sell, you know? They want the money and they want it now. So 5 years, way, way easier to sell than 40 years, you know? So, yeah, I think that is smart on their part. I mean, yeah, it's just, yeah. I know that because, like, Aleda and Margo and Helios people are scientists and they're in it for the discovery of it, they don't mind waiting 40 years to see the ROI, like, because for them, it's not about that. It's not about the money. It's about the science. It's about advancing. It's about figuring shit out. It's about, like, what it can do for future generations, the jobs it will create, the income it will create, right? Like, they care about that aspect of it. But that's why they're not the people who can afford to invest $1 trillion into it. You know what I mean? So, also, just to go back to Miles for like 2 seconds, I understand that he, like, that guy, like, choked him a bit, right? And, like, you would be upset about that. He kind of did, like, antagonize the guy. I'm not victim blaming. I'm just saying, like, he sort of pushed it, right? But, like, I get why he would be upset by that. I don't think that excuses, like, what he did afterwards, though. So, I'm just gonna say that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode and watching my reaction to it. I apologize again because I know for sure that this might not be my best reaction, just because my brain, I don't know. It did not want to watch TV today. It did not want to pay attention. It didn't want to. And unfortunately, I am a slave to this fucking thing in my head. So, that being said, I do think it was a good episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed it despite that. If you guys did enjoy it, or didn't, I don't know, and you want to watch the next episode right now, you can over on Patreon. I'm not filming it today, so hopefully my brain will be more cooperative whenever I do film episode 7, and it will be interesting and fun for you guys. That will be over on Patreon right now if you're watching this on YouTube, as well as my entire full-length reaction to this episode, that episode, and all the episodes so far of For All Mankind. That is over on Patreon as well, which is linked in the description down below. I hope to see you guys next time, where hopefully this decides to cooperate, and yeah. Until then, bye guys!